Breaking news. Trump says we know where Iran's supreme leader is hiding.
Now, Israel's defense minister has taken to the airways with a warning for Ayatollah Khamenei, saying if he continues to fire missiles at Israel, he could meet the same fate as Saddam Hussein.
I've heard this one earlier as well. So Israel is comparing the Iranian supreme leader as Saddam Hussein, and he's gonna meet the same fate, execution, because he's committing war crimes, I guess. Now I understand both sides. You know, I get why Israel did what he did. And also I get why Iran is doing what he's doing right now. But one thing I can guarantee you, like one thing I can definitely tell you is no one wants this to go on. No one wants to lose this much money. Like today's world, it's all about money. Ego is making them spend money. It's like, for example, I'll give you an example. I went to something over here in Dubai. It's called Global Village. It's like a arcade where you play games. I was with my ex at the time, and she really wanted that one toy. I spent, $10. You get 3 shots with a hoop. You need to get at least 2 in, and you'll be able to get this toy. I spent around $200. I kept on going one after another. I went for like 10 tries. What was it? 20 tries, sorry. 20 tries trying to get that toy. I lost money. Why? I could have done a lot more shit with that $200. But I spent that money because my ego was hurt. But eventually, they're gonna come to a realization that, hey, just like I did come to a realization that I spent $200 in this arcade game. Each game is like $10. I probably should stop. I'm not gonna get this toy whatsoever. So I told myself that the game is rigged, and I told my ex that, hey, the game is rigged. That's why no one has. There were people who had the toy, but I don't know. It was embarrassing, honestly. I went to the guy. I was like, I'll give you $100 if you give me this toy right now. She was like, oh, sorry, sir. No, we cannot do that. I was like, fuck you.
And that is in line with the Truth Social post we've just seen from President Trump, saying we know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. He's an easy target, but is safe there. We're not going to take him out, kill, at least not for...
This is huge. This is huge. This is a threat. This is a massive threat. Now, 2 things can happen if they decide to take out the supreme leader. One, which I say there's a 30% chance. I'm Iranian, for the ones who do not know. So I kind of know a little bit more. Two things can happen if something happens, to the supreme leader. 30% I say, if they take out the supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, that's how you pronounce it correctly. 30%, 20% I would say, Russia, China, North Korea, and other allies like Pakistan, they're going to... It's gonna be fucked. Gonna have to forget about GTA 6 because you're gonna have to draft. Probably from whatever country you are. The war's gonna be shit-talking each other. That's like 20%. 80% I say, he's going to be replaced. And then Russia, China, North Korea, they love supreme leader. They've been in a deal for like a long time. They always do business together. But they're 80%, they're going to be like, okay, it's probably his time. It was probably his time. He's like 170 years old. I think he lived more than he should have. He's even older than Israel, if you didn't know. Wait. Ayatollah Khamenei. I don't know. He's born in 1939. No, this is the old guy. Shit. No. Khomeini. No, this isn't. They all look the same. I don't know. Oh, yeah, age. Okay, this is the guy. I kind of tripped for a second. Because I always get confused between the two. Even though I'm Iranian, but the two I always get confused between. Khomeini is the one who died. He's the OG who started this shit. Khamenei took control in 1989 after the other guy's death. Israel age. How many years? He's 11 is 11 years older than Israel. So yeah, like I was saying, there's 80% chance that you know, Putin, everyone's going to be like, okay, it was his time to go. There's a new guy who's going to come. Now, either that guy is going to take revenge for him, which I doubt he will. Like, they keep on unaliving top military guys. They're not doing shit about it. It's like they take it personal for 2 days and they forget about it because they don't want to waste any more money. Right? And also, 80%, like I said, the new guy is gonna come in terms with things. Is the regime going to change in Iran? No. They're just gonna make a deal with US and Israel and, you know, stop the whole thing and everyone can go on with their day. And the travel ban will probably be lifted. But the regime is gonna stay the same. The regime is never going to change. Every 4 or 5 years, the Iranian regime people protest, people get on the streets, and the way they deal with it is they start, you know, shooting people on the street. So this kind of like freaks people off, freaks people out. Like, I remember 10 years ago, there was a protest, 1,000 people dead in a protest because the people just started shooting everyone, the police, right? And the way they scare people is for example, the mother comes and says, oh, I heard my son died. I want his body. I want to bury him. They pile up all the bodies together and they tell them, hey, your son is amongst one of them. Go through the pile of bodies and try to find your son. This is what my dad told me. It's crazy how we have governments tweeting each other now. We have the presidents speaking out by tweets. We have shit live streams everywhere. We're aware of everything, but let's finish this video. I want to watch it.
Now, but we don't want missiles shot at civilians or American soldiers. Our patience is wearing thin. Now, Israeli fighter jets, meantime, have been busy in the skies over western Iran. Israel claims to have hit dozens of surface-to-surface missiles. The IDF says they also hit air defenses like surface-to-air missiles and radar, backing up Israel's claim of air superiority over Iran. The IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency, has issued a new assessment of that strike at the Natanz nuclear enrichment facility, saying that facility took a direct hit from Israeli airstrikes, sustaining significant damage. That new assessment was issued after they reviewed satellite imagery of the Natanz facility. John, back to you.
All right, Mike Tubba with the latest.
Iran better not bend. They will bend. They will bend. Like I said, it's about money. They don't want to lose money. Their ego, you know, they want to take revenge, but they'll have to bend. This shit cannot go on for longer. But I can be wrong, honestly. I can be wrong.
From Tel Aviv, Mike, thank you. Jillian?
All right, well, President Trump cut his G7 trip short as Israel and Iran broadened their attacks yesterday. He's expected to spend the day at the White House today, meeting with his National Security Council in the Situation Room. Mark Meredith is at the White House for us this afternoon. Hey, Mark.
Jillian, good afternoon to you. The White House, as President Trump himself.
I'm still wondering what the hell was China meaning when they said evacuate Israel. Can mean two things. Can mean two things. Israel, we're gonna give you multiple clouds, extra clouds for your country, or it means like we're gonna stay out of it, so we don't want our citizens to, you know, get unalived or something. Shut talk with the subscription. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Crazy Merit.
Throwing cold water on the idea that the U.S. is going to be brokering a ceasefire between Israel and Iran anytime soon, even though there's growing political pressure.
You're going to get into the Diddy one after this.
I
actually wanted to check up on him.
In the Middle East, the president cut his trip to Canada short by a day, given the developments, the escalating violence between these two countries. And as you and John were just talking about, he's been quite active on Truth Social. Mike Tobin read one of the posts, but I wanted to read one of the other ones where he also said this, and it was interesting. He said the word we, because we now have complete and total control of the skies over Iran. Iran has good sky trackers and other defensive equipment, but it doesn't compare to American-made, conceived and manufactured stuff.
This is very true. Iran can finger everyone in sea fights, in ocean fights, Navy. The ground, they're pretty strong too, like pretty average strong for the size of the country, but when it comes to air, they suck. suck. How do you think our president died? Our president died because he was, you know, in a helicopter from 1968. And the helicopter was like, all right, guys, it's been a while. I think I need to die now. It's too much. Mid-air, he just crashed. Democrat senators propose curbing Trump's war power amid Israel-Iran conflict. Tim Kaine introduces measure to prohibit U.S. forces from taking action against Iran without approval from Congress. So they're trying to, you know, take the power away from Trump, saying, hey, this is not our war. Let's not put our foot in. Let's not get involved in this whole thing. Now, who lives in the U.S. from here? Who's from the U.S.? What do you think? I actually want to know your opinion on this. What do you guys think? Do you guys want to be involved in this? Or you just want to let it, you know, it's none of your business? One thing that I always question as well is, why do the U.S. help them so much? Like, what do the U.S. get out of it? Like, this is a genuine question. What does the U.S. get out of helping Israel? I get it. Most of the big shit, most of the money is run by Jews. Is that it? Is that the reason? It's like going out with your friend and you're paying for everything. You get nothing out of that friendship besides yapping and he glazes you. That's it. Honestly, look, I won't be surprised if Israel turned on the US in the future. I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if the US gets a stab in the back from Netanyahu or whoever is going to take over next.